So that's the turbo nozzle, folks. That saved us about 30% of the pressure washing hours, wouldn't you say? Or more?
Yeah.
Good deal. Thanks, Josh. Go get them today. This thing looks sweet. This thing looks sexy going up to a job site. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up you guys? Chris at Team Aquascape here. So today, we're gonna take you through our cleanout process and explain to you how we successfully do 500 cleanouts in a season, keeping our customers happy, staying efficient, and making money. So here we are, we got the fleet going out. Hey, Juan, what up, amigo? How are you? Yeah? You excited today?
No.
No, what? He's really excited, actually. Kind of the first thing that we think about when cleanout season is upon us is the pre-production. So I'm gonna actually have you talk to Jerry. He's gonna kind of talk to you about what it takes to run our cleanout season. Hey, good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Chris. How are you today?
I'm good, man.
Most importantly is our planning before we get going, making sure all the trucks have everything that they need. Make sure that we're communicating with the clients the week leading up to their appointment, the day before, and even the day of for running behind or anything like that. That way they're not sitting around at their house waiting for a few hours going, where the heck are you? Then on the back side, they get a follow-up email saying, hey, your job's been complete. If you have any questions or comments, just feel free to give us a call in the office. It has a number directly to Jenna. And they can just click on that number and it automatically just calls through their phone, which is really nice. And then another thing they do in that email is that it gives them a chance to rate us from 0 to 10 and also leave a comment. So that way it
quick customer survey.
Exactly. So it gives us a gauge of how we're doing, areas we need to improve, and areas that we're doing well in. And that way we can make those necessary adjustments.
That's fantastic. So hearing from Jerry, obviously a lot of different heads involved in pulling off a successful cleanout season. I'm not saying you have to do 500 cleanouts, but maybe do 5 or 50, but have teammates, have the resources in place to help you pull off the successful cleanout season, and that way you can successfully service your customers year after year after year and keep that recurring revenue stream kicking in, all right? Here's the man we want to see right here. How you doing this morning, Josh?
I'm tired.
You're tired? Oh. Why don't you tell the gang out here a little bit about your service vehicle? Holy smokes. Ah.
Too bad the light didn't shine.
Right? This is where you make all of our money.
Yes.
Here in the spring, right? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got going in here?
Well, we got some pumps.
And you always have, what, how many of those would you say?
At least 3.
At least 3?
I think that's what I got in here, 3.
Gotcha.
I had 4, but somebody took one. You got a scoop?
Yep. That's awesome for scooping the skimmer, the biofalls, moving gravel.
Plenty of buckets. 2 tanks here.
Yep. These are the collapsible fish tubs.
500 gallons each.
Booyah.
One, we'll put the fish in, and then if we're able to, we'll fill up the other one to use as rinsing water and stuff like that.
Sure.
Usually about 3 clean out hoses. We have these nice little husky straps to use to hang them.
Yep.
Power washer.
Yep. We have like a 3300 PSI.
Correct.
What was the big aftermarket piece that we got to help with our pressure washers was what?
We got turbo nozzles.
Yeah.
And then we got all our product here. We got dosing systems, aerators, ion gens back here, some of the smaller ultra pumps over here, fish food, and the bacteria stuff.
Yep.
This is all fittings and stuff.
I like how you have this set up. That's the way I have in my pickup too. I've got these blue bins that we stole from Roberto in the warehouse. You got like all your little check valve parts in one, miscellaneous plumbing fittings, obviously more miscellaneous plumbing fittings, right? Extension cords, which we always need. Sweet, look at that. I noticed you took a lot of stuff out of boxes, and that's just to save on space, right? I mean, we're in a very limited space. I guess more space than I have on my F-150, right? But still, you get rid of all that excess garbage. We're gonna end up taking the lights out of the boxes anyways and installing them and that kind of stuff. I love how organized it is. You got a whole row of lights, right? And then you've got more of like your consumable products down here. Your maintain, the stuff for the dosing systems, the ion gens, transformers. That's awesome.
Tools and all that down there.
You're like a mobile retail store. What's the main reason why your truck is outfitted like this?
More or less for upsells, but just being ready, you know, so that we don't have to go make a trip back to the office to get something. We have pretty much everything that we would need to sell them, to put in their pond, to fix whatever we're out there for.
Guys, this is all good stuff. Josh has been on the service team for 17 years, right? 17 years, right? So we really relied on him very heavily to help us get organized, but also to stay organized. So he has a really good idea of anything and everything that would ever need to happen to pull off a successful cleanout season and to service our 500 customers. What's your most useful tool to help you do the job of a successful cleanout?
Got to be the cleanout pump in my eyes, because a cleanout pump does everything pretty much besides power wash the rocks.
So making sure that you have 2 or 3 of those in case one fails. Inevitably something can go wrong when you're out in the field. So making sure that you do have those good Barnes cleanout pumps that we do sell here at Aquascape. So here's Nick's truck. So he's got a Toyota Tundra. I've got the F-150 over there. He and I have our truck set up a little bit differently. We've got our pressure washers, tubs, all that stuff just thrown right in the back with our cleanout hoses. A lot of it's because we're tight on space. Let me show you my truck here. Some pumps back here, but to avoid looking like the Clampets, I've got a bunch of pumps underneath my waders. Let me show you again. So again, we're tight on space. Remember, we're kind of a mobile retail store. I'm very well organized. I have all my stuff labeled all the way down. Another excellent tool that Josh didn't mention are these fire hose nozzles that we get from Granger's. They're great for attaching to our cleanout hoses. Here we go, fittings, fittings, fittings. All my product, which I have to restock. More product, more product. We've even got some fake driftwood in here. Again, we try and get everything in here. I think the only thing that I struggle finding room for are my skimmer baskets. We are here. Let me show you what we got, guys. Woo! Yeah, buddy. So we got tanks, tanks, tanks. This is one of the larger features that we have. Really, really cool project. Again, it's probably 8 or 9 years old. First things first, setting up the tanks so that we can get all this water out of here. This just keeps going and going and going. First things first is we want to get all the water from in the pond into these holding tanks. Relatively large feature, a few thousand gallons. So we want to harvest and repurpose as much of this water as we possibly can. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another 6, 7 over there. We're gonna collect all this water. What we don't collect, unfortunately, we're gonna have to send out to the street, but we'll use a lot of it to help clean all this stuff off. But he's got a ton of fish in here, lots and lots of big, beautiful fish, and we'll show you how we handle that as well. A little bit wet. We got some rainwater last night, so it wouldn't surprise me if we experience some bubbling of the liner down and through here because of hydrostatic pressure as we start to get a lot of that water out of the pond. We've got this feature, a couple biofalls up here that we got to clean, one back over there. We also have another bog filter back over in that area, so that's the biological filtration. He does have a skimmer here as well as one located back over there, and then there's also a pump vault in there. So pretty custom feature here. You can see all the dead algae and stuff on the rocks. We'll get that all cleaned off. So guys, at this point in the game where we've got water that is 8 to 10 inches, but we've got a majority of it put out into these tanks. Now we're gonna start harvesting these fish out of here. So again, big fish. Ooh, that's a nice one. Look at that, first cast. Super important part, guys, is taking care of these fish. Remember, these are these customers' pets. Nice one, Josh. Nice little assembly line. Great work. Notice how we have the Pro Air 60 air stone in there, providing supplemental oxygen to these fish. A lot of times what we'll also do is we'll put the pumps, when they're not being used in the water feature, we'll throw those in there as well just to circulate water. Also, one thing to remember, after we get fish into these tubs is we cover them up. So we have these plastic net tarps that are modular, and we'll just put them over the top so that the fish don't end up jumping out or flapping out while we're in the middle of doing cleanouts. So on a pond this size, this is not your typical backyard pond. I mean, basically his entire backyard is water feature, which is incredible and great. We advocate for that. But normally on most of our ponds, we just send out one crew, but today we've got 4 guys so that we can stay as efficient as possible. You can see it's kind of like an assembly line getting the fish out. It'll also be a huge team effort when doing the cleanout because of the project this size. Kind of the next step, next logical step anyways, as far as remaining efficient, regardless of whether or not it's a pond this size or something that's a little 8 by 11, is getting the biomedia cleaned off. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll either use water from the pond and rinse them down with that. But in this case, because all of our pumps are being used and pumping all the water out from the pond, I just got a garden hose and I got a little attachment on here just to give myself some extra pressure. But I'm cleaning the bioballs right now, which is that artificial media that beneficial bacteria can colonize on. But you also want to get these filter pads. You just hose them off, hose all that sludge, all the crap off of there so that they can be reused. The reason we're doing that is we're cleaning it off, making room for new beneficial bacteria to colonize on. So we're just opening up that surface area, creating a home for the basic building blocks of the ecosystem. We get the biofalls cleaned out, we'll end up scooping all the sludge, crap, debris that settles down in there, get the bioballs, the filter pads, all that stuff cleaned off, and then we'll put this stuff back together. While I'm doing this, what starts to happen is the pond starts getting picked of all the debris so that we can get it ready for pressure washing. That's actually already been done. So Mito's gonna go ahead and just hop right into pressure washing because it is a big pond. We're gonna have 2 pressure washers going today. But again, on a normal job,
just one pressure washer is fine.
So we are almost done. We've got the pond filling back up behind me, as you can see. We got the boys over there draining down the tub with the fish in it. They're gonna start putting those guys back in. Water's a little murky, but it'll all clear up. We've got the bog filter rinsed, drained, and now it is filling back up with the water from that tank. Everything turned out really, really nice. Again, remember Ed said a little bit of algae left on the rocks is a-okay. So it's really hard when pressure washing a lot of this gravel, but gosh, it looks really, really clean.